Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the show. James Rule, XRP, Tuesday, November 18th. The sun is shining in Texas, and I tell you what, the internet went down this morning. There were some glitches on banks, on cryptocurrency exchanges, on apps. You know, Cloudflare went down, and people were freaking out, but you know what? It's a glitch. And we're going to look at several things today. I've opened up a lot of tabs. We're going to look at ETS. We're going to look at the SEC. We're going to look at a bank. We're going to look at all kind of really cool things, and we're going to have a good time. But before I get started, I am not a financial advisor. I get the breadcrumbs out to you. I'm a crypto teacher, crypto educator. I'll talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, the great things, the crypto scams, all of the above. I make it one and done, and I do it in my own unique kind of way. So we're going to go ahead and get after it. We're going to look at some things. If you get a chance, check out my video from yesterday. I talk about crypto scams. If you're brand new to cryptocurrency, you need to watch this video because all of these scammers out there are using AI technology. They're text messaging, they're emailing, they're calling, they're trying to get you to do something so they could take your money in crypto away. But you know what? There's opportunities. You know, if you get a text like this, and this, I just got this morning. I said the scam texts are coming in frequently. Trust no one. Delete all messages. Keep your private info private at all times. Right here it says, Coinbase, you signed in from Moscow using a Ledger Live 8, blah, blah, blah. And it gives you a phone number. Do not call that phone number. These are scammers. They're trying to entice you to move your crypto to different wallets, and you're never going to get it back. So this morning, I was watching Tony Edwards. He interviewed Jared Feldman, SVP at operations at iTrustCapital. I actually met Jared and the CEO in New York here a couple weeks ago. Fine gentleman, wonderful company. I've been with iTrustCapital for over 5 years, and I cannot be happier with the security and ease of mind. I took this little clip here so I can give you a better understanding of why I always talk about iTrustCapital. Check out this little clip right here.
Yeah, and iTrust offers a unique way to invest in assets like precious metals and crypto. Tell us about the investment products you have and the benefits of using iTrust's services.
The biggest difference between an iTrustCapital and any of those mainstream exchanges that people usually download an app for and get referred to and hear about is that we really put security first, and this is at the request of our clients. A lot of people who are in the crypto space, whether they're novice, new investors or experienced OGs in crypto, they feel very vulnerable on exchanges. They feel very vulnerable even performing self-custody. And that's not to say that we don't have a lot of respect for the exchanges and don't have a lot of respect for people that do self-custody. And we firmly believe in folks that want to have the not your keys, not your crypto mindset. And we have a lot of respect for that. And there is a lot of merit for that. But the truth is that most folks, especially new folks in crypto, do not have the ability to manage their own keys. And even folks that do have that ability, they don't want to do all the self-custody by themselves. And they like having the opportunity to outsource some of the key management to other parties. And iTrustCapital utilizes institutional storage providers. We leverage Coinbase Prime, Fidelity, digital assets, as well as Fireblocks to ensure that funds aren't directly held on exchanges and have that sort of vulnerability that people are afraid of. And we have been doing it for retirement accounts for years. We can get into some of the features of the tax sheltered capabilities of retirement accounts during this conversation as well. But people wanted to see that same level of security in a non-retirement account. And that's why we came up with our premium custody account, which is a non-retirement account that has the same secure closed loop system that our retirement accounts have. What does a secure closed loop system mean? It just means that funds, whether it's USD or crypto, can only be sent by you, and those funds can only be sent back to you. And that's just a feature that we have, and people really want that emphasis when they're investing in the digital asset space. We also couple that with really good customer service, which sets us apart from a lot of those aforementioned mainstream exchanges. People can call us 7 a.m. to 5 o'clock Pacific on weekdays And we feel that's a huge differentiator in the crypto marketplace. And we couple that with over 10,000 4 to 5 star reviews on Google and Trustpilot.
Absolutely. And I tell you what, like I said, I've been with them over 5 years. I put all of my 401ks, all of my retirement into digital assets and precious metals over 5 years ago. Here about 6 months ago, I put the majority of my XRP and crypto into a premium custody account. It is 100% safe. It is 100% closed loop. And like he said, if anything gets hacked on my iTrustCapital account, the money's going to go back to my bank and to nobody else. If you sign up today, you'll get a $100 funding bonus. It's free to sign up. Check out all the information, learn about premium custody accounts, learn about the IRAs, learn about the tax advantages, and tell them James Rule XRP sent you by. It's a wonderful company. Okay, let's look at numbers. Now, this morning, everything was glitched. I couldn't even pull up the prices of crypto because everything was crashing, all the internet servers and all the above. But here we go. We got 3.25 trillion total market cap. Looks like Bitcoin is regaining a little bit. It looks like 93,465. Ethereum is regaining 3152. XRP is back to 223. We're seeing a little bit of green in the market. You know, I cannot explain why everything has crashed like it has. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I've been in this 7, almost 8 years, and the volatility will drive you crazy, or what I like to say is batshit crazy. But you get used to it because you know that there are opportunities and more people are taking advantage of these opportunities because all the major players are starting to look at blockchain technology. And if you're looking at the right blockchains and the right ecosystems, you're going to ride the waves with the rest of the world like the rest of it. So let's go ahead and continue. So Cloudflare, it looks like Cloudflare had a major outage crash. Parts of the internet made X go down as well. And I know they were doing some updates. I think they were supposed to do some updates today. I don't know why these servers get so, taken over by, who knows? Is it scammers? Is it hackers? Are they trying to shut down the system? I don't know. It's kind of scary though, because you want to go to your bank account, you want to go to your crypto account, you want to open up an app and it says, nope, Cloudflare's not letting it happen. So, we just need to kind of push through and be careful and never give away your private information and never give away your crypto. So yesterday I was talking about the ETFs. Well, Diana gets this out and it says Franklin Templeton's XRP ETF EZRP goes live Tuesday, which is not right. It's going to be the 24th, and I'll show you that here in a minute. Bitwise is right behind it on November 20th. Franklin Templeton, a $1.5 trillion asset manager, is launching their EZRP on it's going to be the 24th, like I said. Analysts already saying EZRP can match or even beat Canary Capital's huge day one volume simply because big money prefers allocating through a heavyweight firm like Franklin. And just 2 days later, Bitwise Invest is going to launch its XRP ETF. Multiple XRP ETFs are going live in the same week. This is how liquidity floods in. And, people are starting to see that these major players are starting to integrate the third largest cryptocurrency by market cap, which is XRP. And this is the reason the Franklin Templeton XRP ETF is going to go live on the 24th, because they had a late filing on November 4th. And now the SEC is giving a 20-day window between the filing and between filing and going live. So it looks like November 24th, which is going to be next Monday, the Franklin Templeton XRP ETF will go live. Okay, so this morning it was announced that the SEC, Securities and Exchange Commission in the United States, excludes crypto from its 2026 examination priority, shifting focus. So, in the past, the SEC was regulating by enforcement. They were making the rules as they went. Now it looks like in 2026, they're going to be a little more lax because this new administration is pro-crypto. And all these articles that I cover in my videos, I'm going to leave them in the description of this video so you can kind of go over it on your own. And right here it says, in the past, The SEC has given considerable attention to crypto, focusing on enforcement and oversight. The new priorities, however, do not mention crypto in a dedicated session, raising questions about the agency's future approach. So they're going to be a little more lax. They're going to use the SEC and the CFTC. They're going to work together on determining what all these mysterious cryptocurrencies are. Are they commodities? Are they securities? How are they going to be used? Are there ETFs? Or tokenization? There's so many things to cover. And they're finally starting to make the United States the crypto capital of the world. All right, Reese Merrick is with Ripple. He is Senior Executive Officer, Managing Director, Middle East and Africa with Ripple. All views are his own. Check this out. He posted this morning. He said, for years, fintechs have been racing to build global rails to avoid their correspondent banking network. The result, hundreds of banking partners, thousands of Vustro accounts, and billions of dollars of trapped capital sitting idle just to pre-fund settlement. Every new corridor means another account to fund. Every new currency means more liquidity locked up for days. This is not scalability. It's expensive plumbing disguised as progress. Well, stablecoins are changing the game. One global liquidity pool, instant settlement, minimum fees, capital efficiency that actually scales with volume. At Ripple, they've been saying this for years. The future of cross-border payments isn't more bank accounts. It's utilizing digital assets that move like the internet does. RLUSD, XRP, the XRP ledger. It's all happening, people. And I know many of you out there have XRP, and many of you are just now realizing what XRP, the XRP ledger, Ripple's USD stablecoin is. And it's the wave of the future, people. Here we go. This just came out. It says first digital asset bank in the United States approved for Norfolk. And this is Lincoln. Nebraska has become the first state in the nation to allow a digital bank that can mint stablecoins. It says Governor Jim Pillen said that this week that the Nebraska Department of Banking and Finance has issued a charter to Telcoin Digital Asset Bank to operate a digital asset depository institution in Norfolk, which he says is the first one in the United States. They're going to be able to mint stable coins. And, you know, here a couple months ago, I interviewed Old Glory Bank. They're going to be doing the same thing starting in January. So all of these banks, all of these credit unions, all these financial institutions are starting to adopt cryptocurrency stablecoins because they know that if they do not, people are going to move down the road and go to banks that are honoring stable coins and cryptocurrencies and all the above. Okay, so here we go. Uphold. Banks are waking up to the greatest wealth transfer in history. $80 trillion is shifting to digital native generations who expect money to move instantly. This is the CEO at Uphold. He was interviewed on an American Banker interview, and listen what he has to say.
What banks are waking up to is over the next 15 years, there's going to be the largest wealth transfer in history.
It's already started.
It's already started. From baby boomers and Gen X to Gen Z and Gen Alpha. $80 trillion of wealth is going to be transferred to digital native generations. You know, these are people who are going to expect money and investments to be as instantly movable as a text or a video file. And, you know, blockchain really is best seen as a recognition that most money and financial assets are just digital information on ledgers.
Right.
But in the legacy world, there are lots of different ledgers that don't talk to each other. And so you end up with unnecessary friction and cost and intermediaries. Whereas this new coming generation is going to expect instant movement of money globally. And that's what blockchain facilitates. So, you know, the big story here is banks need to prepare for what this coming digital native generation are going to want, you know, from financial services. And at the most basic level, they're going to want access to digital assets.
To watch more of this.
And it's massive. And we talk about instant payments. We talk about the XRP ledger. You know, the XRP ledger was built to be a better Bitcoin, or XRP was built to be a better Bitcoin. Simon McLaughlin here said people are going to want instant payments. The XRP ledger allows you to send value in 3 to 5 seconds, just like sending a text message or an email. It is the wave of the future, people. And I'm really excited because my Uphold card is headed my way. If you missed it, I made a video here a few days ago talking about the Uphold Debit Card, which is going to allow you to spend stable coins, to spend Bitcoin, to spend XRP, and you're going to get up to 6% back on XRP in your Uphold wallet by spending your stable coins and your crypto. I do have a link below. You could sign up. If you do not have an Uphold account, you need to get it because they did not delist XRP when Ripple in the XRP community was sued by the SEC. They have maintained XRP. They are pro XRP. They are pro liquidity, and they are awesome. So check out the link below on that. So yesterday, mentioning debit cards and credit cards, I actually got one from Coinbase, and Coinbase sent me a credit card, and you get Bitcoin back. And in the package here, it shows the Bitcoin white paper, and on the next photo here, it shows the card. It shows the Bitcoin white. It's a neat, like a collectible kind of thing. But they also have a credit. Most of the major cryptocurrency exchanges are now offering either debit cards or credit cards, so you can get crypto bonuses back. There's many of them out there. So Winston & Strawn law firm said that the SEC Chairman Atkins signals a major shift, potential token taxonomy, and evolving application of how we test crypto assets. And in the past, Gary Gensler, the previous chair at the SEC, always said that we're going to follow the rules of the 1933, the 34 Howey test. And back then there was no digital assets. There was no cryptocurrencies back in the 30s and 40s. There was nothing like this. And now all of a sudden, the United States is finally waking up to token taxonomy. And last week, Chairman Atkins spoke about digital commodities and digital collectibles and digital tools and tokenized securities. And I'm not going to read through this for you, but this law firm is pretty much breaking down all the legalities, all the things that are happening. Crypto is a thing. Blockchain is a thing, and people are finally starting to wake up to it. Every time I go to town, I go to the grocery store, I go to the restaurant or whatever, I always hand out my business cards. I always talk about crypto. I always talk about blockchain and XRP and all the above. And people are like, yeah, I've heard of it. And some of them are negative towards it. No, I wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot pole. And others are like, yeah, tell me more. My son's doing it, or my boss is doing it, or yeah, I've heard about XRP, or yeah, I've seen it in the news. So it is starting to come to fruition slowly but surely, and we are seeing major volatility. But that's part of it. It's not like a 401k where you're making 3 to 6% guaranteed every year. You're looking at 20%, 30% swings, and over a time period, you're looking at 1,000% gain over a 5-year period, like my retirement account with iTrustCapital. Be sure to click on that iTrustCapital link below. Sign up for free. They are 100% legit. They give you an opportunity to send old 401ks that are just sitting there stagnant. You could trade 24/7, 365 in crypto and precious metals. And yes, they are awesome, and they have given me the opportunity to retire this year. So be sure to subscribe to my channel, The James Rule Crypto Show. Be patient. Watch out for those stupid text messages and emails and phone calls from all these scammers, because these major financial institutions, these cryptocurrency exchanges, will never contact you. If you see a text about your bank, open up your bank account on your phone. If you see a text about Coinbase, open up Coinbase on your phone and see that nothing has changed. So you got to be careful. You got to be patient and do the right thing. And don't forget that I told you so.